Cosmological
Wrong
constant.
sign of the cosmological constant. Exactly. Yeah. Issues like this. They don't have the standard model of particle physics. And so the issue is but they do have black holes. And so there's a hope that if we can understand how black holes work in these unrealistic theories of quantum gravity, then maybe that will also be how they work
Yeah,
in
give that man a uniform and a gun. Yeah, remember me, motherfuckers?
whatever ends up being the true theory of quantum gravity in our world. And so I kind of split my time between, but more on the side of trying to understand models, because these solvable, or at least not solvable, but these sort of statable models of quantum gravity, because you need to have something to sink your teeth into. That's one of the, as we were discussing before, it's a very hard problem, and you have to be able to start somewhere. And so, as you mentioned, the natural place to start here is quantum gravity with a negative cosmological constant. And it's not because I love negative cosmological constant. I mean, after all, as far as we can tell, in our world we have a positive
Yeah,
cosmological.
Warren, he's reaching. Yeah, remember me? No.
Constant, so it's kind of
Driving
embarrassing.
accelerated expansion.
Yeah, that drives the accelerated expansion of the universe. If you have a negative cosmological
That'll
constant,
be the
it's kind of
dream.
the
That'll be a
opposite.
dream come true, but not the boom boom
baseball or
boom
something, I
part.
throw it
But like, being associated all that, because there's good and bad in everyone. Like, there's good criminals and bad criminals. Some criminals make the choices that they have because it's just a refined version of business, right? It's more of a complex strategy in business that contributes more to society than Bill who pays his taxes, in honesty.
away from me. And if the cosmological constant is positive, it just sort of accelerates away from me and falls through the cosmological horizon, and I never see it again. But if the cosmological constant is negative, then what happens is I see it turn around, and after some finite time, it comes back to me with just the same speed it had when I threw it.
Right.
And so it's like living inside of a can, where whatever you throw away from you, it comes back in finite time.
Yeah, it hits the boundary in some sense and comes back.
It hits the boundary and comes back. That's right. And so that's very convenient because it kind of puts a limit on how crazy gravity can be. It's kind of nicely contained in a box, and if you kind of get too excited in what you're doing, then since you're in a box, whatever you did just kind of bounces off the wall and collapses to make a big black hole. And then if you do more stuff, it just gets bigger and bigger. But there's kind of a
Well, it could get smaller and smaller as well. But okay, go on.
limit to how weird it can get. And so the idea is that in this setting of a negative cosmological constant, we understand quantum gravity better, and we
She
can
knows where all the dealers live. Watch out! No, I don't.
to understand the emergence of space-time there. And I want to emphasize that this is not just some hypothetical thing that we understand better. We have like actual concrete theories of quantum gravity with a negative cosmological constant that come to us from string theory.
Yeah, and Juan Maldacena, perhaps is worth mentioning, played a
yeah. So that's right. So this is called the ADS-CFT correspondence, invented by Juan Maldacena from the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton. So let me just say what the acronym is, since I don't like using acronyms.
No,
so the solution of the cosmological
I would solve so much crime so fast, right, that the criminals would hear about it so quick that the smart criminals would fucking lefty flip and legitimize so fast, right? And